Hi everyone, Vocal Fry here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Polo G project, Hall of Fame. This is the newest album from Chicago singer, rapper, songwriter, 2020 XXL freshman, Polo G. A year later, following up his breakthrough project, The GOAT, where he brought a lot of heart, competent singing, and tragic storytelling to this current mellow trap wave. Sure, the production did have some blemishes, and the tracklist overall was a bit samey, but all this was mostly made up for with Polo G's incredible sincerity when he approaches topics like drugs, violence, street life, family, PTSD. Now, he had some big singles in the lead up to Hall of Fame that I wasn't too crazy about, but I was still hoping the overall experience of this project would outweigh whatever one or two tracks I wasn't crazy about. However, after having run through it, I find Hall of Fame to be a difficult project to sum up, because it's pretty bloated and lackluster in pockets too. This thing is not nearly as trim as The GOAT at 20 tracks and 54 minutes, and there are numerous songs on this thing that either don't seem necessary or don't entirely work. Like on GNF, where Polo G tries some excessive aggression on for size to the point where he's not really on tempo as much as he typically is, which in my opinion is not a lane he operates in convincingly. There's also The Mild Losses featuring Young Thug that doesn't have the bite you expect a Thugger track to have. And why are we getting this loose, zooted freestyle when the tracklist is already so padded out? For the Love of New York with Nicki Minaj is a difficult listen, mostly because this track is a very trashy, synth-heavy piece of pop rap looking to work its way into some kind of vaguely tropical playlist. But Broken Guitars is maybe the toughest listen that there is on this project. The track features these awful, distorted, droning guitar chords in the background. It's like this painful attempt at a hip-hop rock fusion. Polo tries to wail his way into a soaring lead vocal, but crashes and burns for the most part. As much as I respect the sentiment of the track, but at least many of these tracks are admirable attempts at not making another one-dimensional record. We have the song So Real, which is a passionate song from Polo G to his significant other. A track that's profoundly wholehearted in its own way, especially as Polo G says, "Love you like my first gun." Plus, the acoustic guitars on this track bring it almost into like a country rap territory. There is a drill cut on this LP too, featuring 5EO Foreign as well as Pop Smoke, that goes over really well, even if he isn't necessarily the focal point of the track with him appearing on the second half. But truth be told, when Hall of Fame is at its best, it's when it feels like a cleaner, bolder, leaner, more cleanly assembled version of some of the tracks off of The GOAT, which is really most of the tracks on the front end, like Painting Pictures, Toxic, Epidemic, Boom. Polo G also finds some fantastically explosive chemistry with G Herbo on Go Part 1, and Heart of a Giant proves just how much Polo and Rod Wave are kindred spirits as they trade melodic verses over these kind of creaky piano leads. There's not a section of this record where there aren't highlights. I was even pleasantly surprised by the track featuring Kid Laroi, where it's one of his best sung choruses, legitimately. There's also the devastating portrayal of a friend dying on the track Bloody Canvas. Polo really does save his most impactful lyricism for last on this one. Look, most of the time on this project, the quality is there just as it was on The GOAT. This is the same Polo G that showed so much potential on that project, now trying to capitalize on it, but faltering much of the time with some lackluster features and style switch-ups that go over pretty awkward. Overall, I liked Hall of Fame. It's a more ambitious project than The GOAT, but not quite as consistent. But I think if you whittled this thing down to its best tracks, it would be one of the most impressive rap projects of the year. Now, even though I'm not crazy about this thing, I wouldn't count Polo G out. He wouldn't be the first young artist to blow up and then try to go big on his next project with more tracks, bigger guests, cleaner production, more changes in style. Other artists who have found themselves in similar positions have gone on to have lengthy careers. I guess all I can hope for is a more focused project next time around, and I will leave it at that. Feeling a decent 2 strong 6 on this one. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Polo G, forever.